Alright, so after 2 weeks of a break, thanks to production issues and, of course, Tabata's family being sick, we're finally back with another chapter, which unfortunately is going to be the only chapter we get right now because next week there's a break for everything, not just Black Clover. But we'll be back after that, the week following that. But right now, let's talk about the leaks. I have seen some of them, but not all of them. I even tweeted out stuff about it, especially the really tight moments. And I have not seen all of the translations from Night Baron. So I'm gonna go ahead and read some of them as well as check out the entire chapter that she's posted on her Imgur. Of course, thanks to Night Baron and Dieb for always doing this. Appreciate them very much. Alright, so let me get started with the panels. The first panel I see here is the dragons arriving towards the Land of Sun. And if I remember right, Night made a post about how they're freaking out and they're not sure if the Ryuzen can deal with them. Now moving on to the next page, we see Sister Lily continue her fight against Kizikaku. Sorry if I'm saying that name wrong. And it looks really intense. I really love how Tabata's drawing this fight. And the next page shows Ichika. It seems like she's trying to help out. And then following that, oh my god, yeah, one of the dragons is charging forward. And god damn, something. Did it blast it? Yeah, it released a giant blast. Oh yeah, they're definitely heading towards the Land of Sun. And I believe this is the flashback that Knight mentioned, and I made a tweet about that as well. Like Ryuzen'S here telling them, oh, so yeah, there's this guy called Lucius, and he's got these paladins, and they're gonna come to the Land of Sun tomorrow and start a war. You guys think you can deal with that? And the Ryuzen's like, bet. Which is incredible. Like, the Ryuzen has so much faith in Ryu. It's admirable. And as we continue, I'm scrolling down. It's still showing a bunch of flashbacks. Yeah, Ryuzen just gives him a huge smile, and I'm going to assume here he's wondering if he can trust them, and of course they do. Which is insane, by the way. It's like a massive, not even 2D, 3D. It's a 4D chess game between him and Lucius. This man is using his clairvoyance to see when the paladins are going to arrive in this Land of Sun. Meanwhile, Lucius is trying to see into various different parts of the future to see which outcome would benefit him the most. It's an insane match between the two right now. And then we move on to this panel. I love this panel right here of Kizikaku. Look at this freak. This wonderful freak. She releases a fox form. I believe it's supposed to be like an ice fox, not a kitsune. And it's just like, it's like I tweeted out, you guys think you like her? No, I'm gonna make you love her. I love her already. Oh my god. Tabata, whenever he draws stuff like this, it is always such a delight. I love her way more than I already did last week. She is my favorite Ryuzen. I'm sorry. Tabata just keeps giving me reasons to love her. Absolutely insane. Oh, and then we move on to the next Ryuzen, who just summons what looks like a giant Buddha, and he just one-shots the dragon's head like it's nothing? Are you kidding me? And then the rest, yeah, the ninja and the lightning girl, whose names I'm forgetting, I apologize, but they just go zip and zap, and they just, each one gets rid of a dragon's head. And then finally, I think the next one's the final two panels where Ichika gets rid of one of the dragon's heads as well, and all of the dragons just fall down and descend into the ground. And Ichika's like, yeah, your dragons aren't shit. And Lily's like, oh my. And that's how the chapter ends. Like, I was expecting like a huge cliffhanger, but I'm pretty satisfied. We saw all of the Ryuzen actually do something. And I know that there's some people out there telling me that, oh, the dragons probably aren't done with yet. But I still think it's really cool that we actually see all the Ryuzen do something. They've managed to take this thing down. Now, whether it gets back up the next chapter and it gets even stronger, which I feel like it is going to happen. I'm not sure if Sister Lily or one of the other two paladins that are with her are going to do something to make it more powerful and resurrect it again. But I just got to say, I really do love how Tabata is showing so much more of the Ryuzen than he did with the Spirit Guardians. And don't get me wrong, I know everyone's trashing on the Spirit Guardians, and honestly, they have the right to do so. But I still I still like them, and I like their abilities and design. It is a shame that Tabata didn't do much with them, but that also goes with my earlier theory that I put on Twitter, I think like quite a few years ago, where I said that I feel like Tabata really designed the Spirit Guardians to show them off more in the anime than he did in the manga. Now, I don't really have much proof of this other than the fact that they showed up a little more in the anime than they did in the manga, but that's kind of how it feels like to me. But here, you know, the anime's done, and he doesn't really need to do that, assuming that he did in the first place. So he's just having to use and go all out, and it's actually really fun to see. So, you know, bravo to Tabata. I love that a lot. But back to Sister Lily real quick. Like, she doesn't seem phased, so I really do wonder, aside from resurrecting the dragon, what else she has up in her sleeve. Because clearly, like, just look at her. She doesn't look phased at all. So it's curious to me. I don't know what she plans to do. And then there's also Asta. We didn't see him at all this chapter. He's still training with the other two Ryuzen. So I'm going to assume when the next chapter comes up, we're going to see more of his training. And I don't think he'll be ready to fight the Paladins just yet. But it will be interesting to see what he's learning. Though part of me kind of wishes we can go back to Clover, because I'm really desperate to see what the Black Bulls and Yuno are up to. But, I mean, it'll probably be a bit before we get back to that. And, alright, now I'm going to read the tweets that Knight put out. Now, she says, Kenzukaku easily avoids the attacks, which Ichika remarks how quick that woman is when she does not think. However, Lily cynically comments, maybe it's not so good if she avoids the attacks. And the five-headed dragon's attack is shown to destroy a mountain? Oh, so that thing was destroying a mountain, god damn. Uno reverse card. After Lily's cynical remarks, Ichika flashbacks that they have a master who sees everything. In the flashback, Ryu tells Ryuzen everything, that an enemy is imminent, war is about to break out, and they're called Paladins, belong to Lucius, etc. The flashback happened yesterday, and he saw the future a half a day ahead. He said, quote, I'm feeling that this would happen in the morning. He told them about the Paladins' magic types, and also that the seal on the five-headed dragon would be broken. Oh, wow, so yeah, he saw all of this yesterday. He told them they had 1 day to prepare. That is crazy. And the reason was just absolutely ready to follow his orders on that. Next, Knight said, in the flashback, one of the Ryuzen says that they need to defeat the enemy, but Ryu replies that they needed to save the citizens. He can foresee that the five-headed dragon will cause a lot of destruction. He says the enemy is stronger than ever. Ryu asks if they can win, and a monologue of Ryuzen says they're gonna win, which is good, you know. He has a lot of faith in them, which is fantastic. Daizumon has Earth Yojutsu, and his spell is Wisdom King, Buddhist Priest, and Vajrayana Buddhism. Excuse me if I said that wrong. A Wisdom King is the third type of deity after Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas? I'm sorry, I can't say that at all. I apologize. Oh, and next, Kenzokaku has Snow Yojutsu, and her spell is, quote, White Silver Fox and Blood-Dyed Kimono. Silver Fox Genjutsune is a reference to Kitsune from Japanese folklore. Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, so it is a Kitsune. Really cool. Komari has Lightning Yojutsu with spell, quote, Thunderbolt, Buddhism symbol of indestructible truth. Yasuka Hime, Fivefold Dance. Yaksha is the name of a class of nature spirits, usually benevolent, who are caretakers of the natural treasures hidden in the earth. Appearing in Hindu, Jain, and Buddhist mythology, Hime is just princess. Next, Jozu has Wind Yojutsu, and his spell is Killing Blade. I've honestly never seen some of these kanjis before, but I'm pretty sure it's a reference to something like the others. Ichika's spell is Dark Yojutsu, Black Crescent Moon. She slices one of the heads of the dragons off easily. It's a good thing 5 of the Ryuzen went up against the 5-headed dragons. I feel like each one was meant for 1 head. Well, yeah, that makes sense. 5 of them, 5 of the dragons' heads. And finally, Knight says the magazine will be a break next week. And so yeah, no break, like I said earlier in the video. And the final page, Lily seems amazed at the performance of the Ryuzen. Wow, these are the strongest mages of the country. And Ichika says, Ryuya-sama believes we won't surrender. We shall fight on the beaches. And yeah, that's it. This was a really good chapter. And I believe this is the final chapter for the volume, in which all the chapters will be bundled together, and the next one will be the beginning of the next volume. And interestingly enough, it, like I said earlier, just no cliffhanger, which I guess I'm fine with. I'm satisfied. I'm happy with how Tabata's treating the Ryuzen. I can't wait to see them fight even more later on when it returns. And overall, I'm satisfied. Now, I do think some of the fandom is taking their love for them a little too far, saying that they're way better than the captains. I think that's just a bit too far. Like the Spirit Guardians, of course, there's no debate there. But the captains, let's get ahead of ourselves here. Like, I think it's fine to be hype up for them, but I still love the captains. But what do I know? I seem to be the minority here. But whatever. But yeah, overall, really good chapter. I'm satisfied. I really hope Tabata enjoys his Christmas break. He certainly earned another one. And yeah, feel free to let me know what you guys think of the chapter. What you think will happen next. And what do you think about the Ryuzen so far? Whether you love them, or you feel like you could have seen even more from them in this chapter, or whatever, Just feel free to leave any of your thoughts below, and I'll try to reply to all of them as fast as I can. But yeah, that'll do it for me for now. Take care, everyone.